Today we bring those elected young leaders into the spotlight at Fox Media Question Time, our chance to check in on their promises, progress, and plans. Let's dive into our school's democracy in action.
Hi Charlotte, we voted to positions in the student council elections, but we can understand now that the team is working based on grade reps. Can you explain how the structure is working?
Yeah, so with our student council, we have the more traditional and major roles like president, vice president, communications officer, and then we also have grade reps like the 6th and 7th rep, which are basically the voice between the grade 6 and 7 students and the student council.
Okay, thank you. What has the student council managed to achieve so far? Can we have examples of initiatives?
So the student council have been working on several different initiatives the past few months. An example of that would be the suggestion boxes, which are implemented next week. And these suggestion boxes are a great way for the quieter voices to contribute and make suggestions to the student council so we can find ways to improve as a school. Another example of an initiative would be providing more lunchtime activities like the foosball tables and other things like that. But Alaanah, do you want to build on the communication aspect?
Yeah, so what we've been trying to do with this suggestion box is, because often it's hard for grade reps to come back and they have to report on all the different issues. They are collecting feedback on all of these different things, and the suggestion box can narrow these things down to help us in student council, but it's also an opportunity, like Charlotte said, for those quieter voices to be heard that might not be comfortable speaking up in front of everyone. As well as if, for example, if there's something more, something that's harder to talk about, such as bullying that they would like to mention, then people can do this in an anonymous way in the suggestion boxes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alaanah. You spoke of student voice and giving the opportunity to choir students to have a place to speak. And Charlotte mentioned a suggestion box. So from today, if we students have something to say, feedback or ideas, where do we go to? And second question, if there's any plans for connection with the college student council?
So first of all, yes, for where you have to go to when you would like to give feedback, we have started to work with the head of years to allocate about the first 5-10 minutes of speak out to reporting back, and like have a kind of a discussion time between the classes and the grade reps, or at the moment 8, 9 and 10 don't have a rep, so one of the students in student council is doubling on this role. At the end of each meeting we come up with updates that we want to share, because student council is all about student voice. So how are we going to work with that if we are not recording what the students in the school want? So this is a way for everyone to speak up, for them to comment on the projects in progress that we will update and feedback on from student council every Wednesday during Speak Out. But it's also an opportunity to come up with new ideas that we can then bring into student council or give feedback on completed projects. So this was actually one project that we worked on because we find it really important that we have more of a structured environment where everyone can be heard to ensure that we are taking everyone's voice into consideration. And in terms of working with the DP, we have not yet looked at that yet. We are now mainly focusing on what can we improve at the moment in the MYP middle school building, but we will, it's a great initiative, so we will be looking at that.
Thank you. Thank you, Alaanah, and hi Nadeem. We understand you are the sports chair and would like to know if there are any initiatives in sport and the question that came from our survey. Can we bring football back?
Well, as of now, we are looking into numerous issues in the sports aspect of ISL, such as the fact there's been a lot of chaos regarding the amount of balls between each grade. There's been a lot of, misunderstandings about who owns which balls. There's like a lot of chaos, and there's a lot of opportunity to fix that, such as labeling the balls with each grade. As for football, I've discussed with Mr. Damac about how we could potentially bring back the option to return to the park so we can play football, as well as the field, which is already an option. As for other issues, the PE kit has been one that's been talked about a lot lately, and unfortunately there are some safety and organization concerns, and there are concerns as of responsibilities of students. So we are going to try and negotiate with the teachers on that, but as of now, this might be unable to solve.
Thank you for mentioning about football. Is it possible to have more days on the field?
Of course, we're going to be discussing that with the head of years and any teacher who wants to supervise. Thank you for the suggestion.
Asad, my question for you is, I remember there was a survey that circulated a while back asking your opinion on the language classes, mother tongue and language acquisition. Can you please explain what that was about and what we can expect to see changing in the future regarding the language classes?
Right, so the main intention of the language classes survey was to allow students to to sort of reveal their thoughts on certain initiatives, like adding more languages for the language acquisition classes. One popular choice was German, and another thing was to give students a formal feedback forum in which they could express any thoughts they had on their language classes, how they felt. And currently we're trying to build another survey that focuses entirely on language acquisition and on what are students' thoughts on the curriculum content for language acquisition, that being assessments, activities, and homework.
Thank you.
As our student council navigates the challenges and victories of leadership, let's not forget the importance of holding them accountable, yet doing so with the same spirit and encouragement we expect from them. Today we get a glimpse into the hard work and dedication it takes to make our school a place where every voice is heard and every challenge met with a creative solution. And so, whether it's bringing football back or building a student-led language program, our council is shaping the change of our campus life. We thank our elected peers for their commitment to improving our school every day. Leah, Fox Media.